Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
We thank the Most High Yahuah for being here today, and we thank Him for His goodness, kindness, and mercy that He has bestowed upon us. We thank Him for just how He's been so gracious to us and just continue to protect us from all hurt, harm, danger, seen and unseen. And we just thank Him for just being able to, to behold your beautiful faces once again on another Shabbat. And, we count it just, an honor and a privilege just anytime I can come out and see you guys that you would get in the land amongst the living. And we just thank the Most High for how just during this time of the year, how He's protecting us and watching over us, because, this is the time of the year when, so much is going on, so much pageantry because of the holidays and festivities of the Gentiles and all. You have to be careful this time of year because accidents and stuff take place at an alarming rate during this time of year. I mean, just senseless accidents and killings, and so we just thank the Most High for how just being on the highway and in your travels, how He's protecting you and allowing His guardian Malachims to encamp around you. And so we just thank the Most High for that, and just want to thank the Most High for each and every last one of your testimonies and how Yahuah is moving in your life, and I thank for how He's moving in my life as well. And we don't take these things for granted because I can remember just a few months back when I had to bury my father, how my father, he would talk to me all the time, and he was like, son, you get on up in age. He was like, get your prostate checked, get your colon checked. And he was just always, he said, because he said, I waited till I got in my 60s. By that time, he said, it was too late. He said, I had like stage 3 cancer and stuff like that. And so I just, thank the Most High for how a lot of times when people give us words of wisdom, a lot of times we let our youth fool us. We think we're going to be young forever, and a lot of times we don't like to hear our parents and those that rule and reside over us, forgetting that, they've been here longer than we have. They have more knowledge than we have. They try to save your life. And, a lot of times these things, the youth will fool you. It will put you in a position, a place where, what they say, there's a saying there, it's a hindsight is 20/20. And you can sit there like, I wish only if I had listened. Yeah. I wish I had listened to my father. I wish I had listened to my mother. They were trying to tell me. And so, we need to be more attentive because, during these times and stuff, you got to realize we look at each other and we look at those that are around us. You're Yashra'al, but you have to always remember your attack is from Hashatan. He's attacking. So he's going to use family members. He'll try to use friends. He'll try to use acquaintances, anybody that he can use to get to you. And a lot of times, even with his biggest allies is spoon and fork. That's what he used to get to us. But let me tell you something about that. We have almost eaten ourselves into the grave. We've almost dug our own grave with a spoon and fork. And that's a shame. I was looking at that, I said, most I was praying, so you got to give me strength. I'm like, I got to get myself together. I said, because, sometimes you have these sicknesses and ailments and things. A lot of you can stop it in its track and prevent it, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times we let macaroni and cheese and meatloaf and this stuff override what we know to do right, because we love these things and we feel like we need these things. And I'm like, I go to the doctor and he said, I'm a type 2 diabetic, which can be, you can fix it, you know what I'm saying? With exercise and what? Diet. Not so much stop eating, but eating the right things. And a lot of times you think about it, we eat a lot of stuff that we don't necessarily need. And let me tell you something. If this body here comes from the earth, what do you think it's going to take to repair it? things from the earth. There's not a mineral or anything, any element that's on the periodic table that's not in your body. So if it comes from the ground, what you think it's going to take to repair it? Something that comes from the earth or the ground. And so a lot of times, we just get caught up in the things. I'm like, we have to do better as a nation of people because, we could talk about the enemy and this particular person or this particular group that's out to get us, they're out to attack us. No, that's true, yeah. But at the same time, what part are you contributing to your demise? A lot of times we'll point the finger, but we're doing more damage to ourselves than anyone else can ever do. And I think of my brother, and I'm like, my brother, he just told me, he said, man, he said, I'm getting older, my body's fit, he said, yeah, I gotta do something. My brother went and got him a gym membership, got him a personal trainer. I don't see the way he looked. My brother was skinny at first, but not that skinny, but you can see the effects of him. We're good. I'm watching the bar. He's making juices and shakes every day, working out every day. I'm still going to Zaxby's. But it's comical, but there has to be a place you say, enough is enough. So what good of me as a leader in here if I'm not going to be around to lead? Because somebody's walking on top of me because I'm dead or in the grave. That's something I can prevent. All thing I have to do is say no and be strong and say, no, I'm not going to Burger King today. I'm not going to Zaxby's today. It's just something simple as that. But we have to be in survival mode. We have to think survival. And that's why I love the beauty that I love about this group. And because one thing I can say about this group, I didn't have to get used to any of y'all. You all have never been like my friend in this place. You've always been family since day one. I didn't have to warm up to you. You didn't have to warm up to me. We got together. It seemed like we've been together for 20, 30 years. And we just met each other, a little over 2 years ago?
3 years.
Is 3 years?
Yes, 3 years.
It does not feel like 3 years. How long y'all been here, Coach School? Y'all been with us
Around April.
Y'all been with us since April. That's less than a year. Does it not seem like they've been with us all the time?
Yeah.
Because we're family. And let me tell y'all something. In this day and time that we're living in, I'm going to get into this lesson, but I knew I was going to get pulled off track. Let me tell you, we're living in this day and time. We have to have a mind to stay and be together for survival purposes. Can I say that again? For survival purposes, we have to have a mindset where we know we need each other because there's safety and strength in what? In numbers. Now, how would I look like all of a sudden we can see the signs of the times, we can see what's going on, we see the prophecy being fulfilled, and all of a sudden, I, or some spirit, want to tell me or convince me to alienate myself away from y'all. We come out here Shabbat, but I got my own thing going within my mind. Now, just how long, if when all hits the fan, how long am I going to be able to stand and survive on my own? Because let me tell you somebody, these wicked people that surround us, I tell anybody, if you got anything, you better be able to protect it. Because they'll come to get it. And that's the thing we have to always keep in our mind. This is not a time for separation and trying to be out on your own and do your own thing. It doesn't work like that. That's a sign, that's a trick of Shaitan right there. That's a trick of the enemy. Y'all hear me? If that's what he wants to do, he wants to separate you and pull you out. Didn't Mashiyach tell Peter, he said what? Shaitan desire to what? Sift you as wheat? How can he sift him as wheat? He will have to alienate or put him in a position to be a what? Away from those that can what? Help protect him. Help guard him. So we have to be of that mindset. Everything that we do now is about all of us being able to survive and protect each other. everybody. That's me, my Esau. That's Moray, his Esau. That's you, your child, your daughter, your son, your daughter, everybody. You would be a fool to try to get away from the fold now. You would have to know that's the enemy talking to you. And most of the time, some of us in our 30s, 20s, first of all, I'm very observant of people's actions. That's everybody I'm around. Do you know you got 50-year-olds? They can't stand on their own. They don't know how to survive. You got 40-years-old. They don't know how to stand on their own. They don't know how to survive. 30-year-old, 20 years old, 18, 17, 16. You know you don't know how to survive because you ain't lived long enough. What do you know? How can you survive? That's why it takes those that have the wisdom, those that have been around, those that have walked the path before you walk it. Be like, young man, think about that. So young sister, think about that. Think about the decision you finna make. Why would you do that? Give me a good, sound, logical explanation of why that came in your mind and show me how the process of how that's going to work. When you make people think, guess what? Reality begins to sit in like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe you know what? That is the wrong decision. I'm not ready for that. Somebody trying to take your head off. That's why I talk to Abad, Shabbat them all the time. We joke around a lot, but a lot of things I listen to them. I watch their actions. You know why? Because I'm more mature. I've lived longer. I've been through more, and I can give them wisdom. Don't do that. Think about that. Sometimes I say, now, why would you do that? Sometimes I will answer their question with a question, just to make them answer it, so you can see. Okay, then, wow, that doesn't make sense. Okay, I never thought about that. But we're trying to survive. You want to survive. You don't want to get caught out there on your own. And mainly our women. Let me tell you something. You really don't. And when I say you, I'm generally speaking. I'm not talking specifically to anybody here. But I know y'all. I think y'all really love your Ish, your Aki, your brother and all. But you really don't see what they mean yet. When what's fixing to go down and all hits the fan, you're going to realize that Hebrew man is one of the best things that ever came into your life. Yeah. Hebrew men are some of the most underappreciated men on this earth right now. I'm talking about the ones that are awake. Because everything, it seems like they're dictators, they are tyrants and all that. No, they're not. They understand what's going on. The Most High has given them the charge. It's their duty to make sure you don't get your head buzzed. And that's why you have to put your foot down, and that's why you have to be stern in your decision and your decision making, because you love your loved one just that much. Because let me tell you something. They're looking to come to get you. They're looking to come get the Hebrew women. They want you to be alienated and isolated off from your man. This is what they want. This is what they want. That's what we don't understand in our community. You don't notice how when we read the scriptures, it's just almost, I'm not going to say shameful, but it's a good thing to have a covering. When we're reading in the scripture, why is a covering so important? It so much goes with having a covering. That's your protection. That's your shelter. That's your guidance. That's your inheritance. That's your everything. It's almost shameful to be without a covering. What kind of woman you are that's a man that he chooses not to cover you? And when the Most High give you one, understand what's going on. Let me tell y'all something. I want to sit down with each and every person. I want to see if I have the same scripture as everybody else has. Because we could be reading the same stories. We know what's fixing to go down. Let me ask y'all something. And you know, we family, and I feel I can talk to every last one of us in here. I want to ask Sister Kara, Goti Kara, Shema, Kasai, Leah. Do you feel better or more safe and more secure? Would you feel more safe, more secure with your Isha and their you know, I don't blank out of their Abba always in your surrounding versus being out on your own if somebody comes up on you? I guarantee you, if somebody walk up, if y'all are out together, if some strange man walk up on y'all, y'all don't have any fear. You know why? He's with you. Get isolated, y'all get on your own, and some strange men walk up on y'all. Do you feel the same safety and the same security? You don't, because why? Your covering, your guide, your guard, not God, your guard, and your everything is not there in your presence. So what's fixing to go down now, it's going to, you know, you got all this talk, what, I don't need a man and all that. I can do this by myself. I'm a strong black woman. All that goes out the window when martial law comes in. And all of these laws goes out the way. Now when the government falls, they don't have a police department, anything to protect. Guess what? Anybody can come to what? Ravish you and take you and overtake you. So now, let me tell you something. This stuff is coming. Do we not read in the scripture how they're going to rifle every house and they're going to ravish the women and all that stuff? Right. It's written there for a reason. It's in there for a reason. So guess what? You're going to always need your man. For a man, you're going to need that protection. You're going to need that covering. I don't care if I feel like I'm grown or what. You have to have that covering, that guard, that God in your life at all times. You know when a woman gets to a place where she don't need that? When the Most High sent her husband. And guess what that husband's going to do when he sent him? He's going to do the exact same thing that man right there is doing. That he's going to lead according to Torah. He's going to guide. He's going to protect. He's going to provide. And he's going to make it a safe haven for you to reside. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times, we don't know, people trying to save your life. You don't really understand how much you've been loved to a loved one that's been taken. All of a sudden, all these stories and stuff come back. I miss them so much. I miss them so much. They tried to tell me. This could have been prevented. Y'all, we have to stand together. We have to be together. We have to understand. We have to be one as a unit. I did not even mean to go here. We have to understand what it means to be one and an accord as a family, as a mishpachah. Because you know what? I don't think we realize when the scripture said, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be when what? The Son of Man. When he what? What was going on in the days of Noah? Married, giving into marriage. They were going on with their everyday life. Now everybody got their own mindset. No matter how much Torah we have, we still can do our own thing. Because I'm grown. This is my decision to make. You just go ahead and make it. Just go right ahead and make it. And find out where you be. And watch where you be standing. Because a lot of things going to catch a lot of people off guard. Because you know what? Because they're going, well, what was happening during the day of Noah? Why weren't the people saved? Because they were not in the ark of safety. Where is the ark of safety? Beneath your covering. Y'all can find this thing when we deal with the Noah's ark. We're talking about building the roof and all that, covering it in pitch and all that. Y'all want to look at the word pitch, what it means? What do it mean?
Kafar.
Kafar, what does that mean?
It's a covering.
It's a covering, y'all. The ark of safety was the covering. You need to be under your covering at all times. I don't even know where I'm going here. I know this is the Ruach trying to save somebody's life.
Yes.
You need to be under your covering. I don't care how you feel and how your emotions and feelings. Oh, you feel like you're being tapped and strangled and choked? Yeah. It's good to feel choked than to be choked out and dead. Because this is going on all over the place. And had a young lady, me and Mashiyach, we was talking about, I'm not going to go deep into that, how they're making a decision to do something, and I'm like, you know what? I said, that is so sad. I said, that individual needs a cover. Because you fix to go make a decision and go into a community with someone, and you better know these people. I said, you need to get somewhere, she needs to be somewhere she can sit down and learn, and be under a covering and some teaching and learn before she make a decision like that. Being a woman, a young woman out here on her own, to make a decision that drastic doesn't make any kind of sense at all. What man has covered and told her anything before she make a decision like that? You don't know people's motives, why they're trying to bring you into their union and marriage and stuff. You haven't been knowing these people a good year yet almost. So how can you make a decision like that to do something like that? But I'm going to leave it alone. But we better give it here.
Maury, the things that you're bringing out, they're so important because for the last 2 weeks, doing the orientation and doing the training and everything, the other nations, I'll use those words here, they're preparing for something major to happen. Because I'm hearing the conversation, because I'm in the truck with this particular person, he's talking a whole lot of things with me, so I don't say anything, but sometimes it's just best to be quiet and just to see what the other people are talking about. They're big into hunting. I find that out. I mean, when hunting season comes up, they want that day off or the whole week off. They take their whole family. The guy's trying to share with me. Do I know how to use a bow, knives, and shotgun? All these things he's sharing with me. Do I know how to use? I'm just listening to him. And the other thing too now is that we've been listening to the radio to try to pass the time away because it's early in the morning. And so we're listening to the Sirius radio, and their desire for our women is off the chain. But the way that they want to deal with our women are based upon how or what they're hearing over the radio with the rap songs. And I'm just here. I'm not picking on women. That's not what I'm doing. But my brother Zakane, my Poti Hara, your daughters, I'm telling you, these other nations are listening, and they want to devour and do things to our daughters. They're waiting. They're really, really waiting. Because we listening to the radio. I had to change the radio station because, I mean, these are female rappers when they're talking about how insatiable they are. And so the guy beside me, he's like, you know, and he's into our women. Right. And he wants to do those things to our women that he's hearing women say that they just can't get enough. And they want to, the things that they want to do, I had to change the radio station. But I say all of that to say is that we really need to be careful in understanding coverings is going to be important, because even Islam, I just found this out as early as today, is that their plan, they say once things hit the fan, they want to rape as many of our women as possible because their understanding, according to the Quran, I'm not defining this because I have a Quran, I'm not defining this, is that they want to defile as many women as they can because they feel that if they do that, this prevents those women now from going into paradise. I didn't know that that was part of their, like a hadith. They have, they have hadiths. And so I just say this whole thing because there's a big movement that's going on amongst a lot of our women where they want to be independent. And I don't see how women want to be independent ever when the bride couldn't be independent of the groom, which is the Mashiyach. She wasn't able to function. So how can our women, try to be independent of their husbands, and if he's following Torah, and expect now to be successful in life? They called for a second form of identification and orientation. So I pulled out my Social Security card. Those other nations, man, they pulled out gun permits, licenses. I'm noticing everything. And I'm like, wow. The Confederate flags going up and down some of these back roads. They had to tell the guy, I said, listen, man, you drive down too many back roads to me. We have to stay on the main highway. Because again, the Confederate flags and just seeing so much out there and just listening to what they want to do to our women, bro. They know the Nicki Minaj's, the Cardi B's, and those the women up here on Atlanta Housewives, and how they're getting all these implants and things of that sort. Their desire is to rape and ravish our women. So take it what you want.
And I know you can tell the truth because I remember up in Bartow County where I was living, they had so many cases where a different crime being committed that they really had to drop the investigations because the very cops that were supposed to be doing the investigation, they couldn't do the investigation because all the white cops were always in their project and they were sleeping with our women.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, it was crazy. And I don't think our women understand how much they are desired by the other nations. That's the problem. They don't understand how much they're desired by the other nations.
Yeah. Don't
let radio and television with the racial slurs and talk fool you. Only thing you have to do is go to the projects and stuff. In fact, you'll see who's coming out of those houses late in the night. A lot of them have children by these women and stuff in these projects and stuff. It got very bad up there where I come from. And so we just have to realize what's going on. And you give more honor and respect to your covering. And I'm just speaking in general. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is not to know one specific person or anything, because I really believe our women, I know y'all respect each and stuff. But what I'm saying is, don't neglect and disregard your covering. Always know the reason I can lay down my head down on my pillow and go to sleep and be snoring is because there's somebody there that got your back.